Welcome back to Stay Visionary Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Moran. Today, we're joined by Gabrielle Mills, co-founder and president of Sourced, a powerhouse back office solution firm that helps businesses streamline their accounting, marketing, HR, and administrative operations. We'll talk about what it takes to scale a people-first service company, how she's integrating smart systems and exploring AI to empower teams, and what she's learned along the way. Let's dive in. Welcome, Gabrielle.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Excited to have you on today. Gabrielle.
It's a good conversation.
Gabrielle, what inspired you to launch Source and build a company focused on supporting other entrepreneurs behind the scenes?
Well, my story starts in a non-glamorous way. I am in business with my mom, who I love being in business with my mom. And I had the idea to go into entrepreneurship coming out of college. And I was sharing that idea with her, knowing that I had absolutely no business knowledge whatsoever and that she did. And we decided that we were going to do this together. And that took us on a 6-year journey of trying to find the right business. We had some criteria to start, one of which was being B2B. And we started like any other aspiring entrepreneurs, we started with franchising. And then 6 years later, we're still looking for a franchise that fits what we want. And we didn't find it. So we said, maybe franchising isn't for us. Maybe we figure out something on our own. And so we knew we wanted to be B2B. So we just talked to business owners about what they needed. And back office services, they never said back office services, but they said everything that we do. And we decided to throw caution to the wind to do them all. And so that wasn't the best idea, but here we are.
And can you go into a little more detail on that? Like what exactly you're doing?
Yeah. So what Sourced is, it's a brand name with several businesses underneath. Our clients don't necessarily feel that they're all different businesses because they come to us just sharing their problems, but operationally, they all operate on their own. The first thing, so there's a fractional side of the business. And in that fractional side of the business, these are people that we are supporting based off of a scope of work or hours that are less than full-time. So on that side of the business, we have a full-scale accounting firm. We do all the bookkeeping, all the audit, all the tax. Another thing that we do is we run a full-service marketing agency, websites, SEO, branding, all of it. We also have an HR consultancy and we provide executive assistance fractionally as well. So our clients come to us and they're like, hey, I need not a full person doing any one of these things. I need somebody to do my books. I need somebody to switch my marketing. I need an HR professional, but I don't want them full time. Then about 3 years in, we had a client come to us saying, I love what you do, but I actually do need somebody full time. So we developed our talent acquisition department, which does recruiting for full-time direct hire roles for companies all over. So we have the fractional side and we have the full-time side.
Okay.
All within the back office arena of a business.
What are you finding? What's your biggest operational challenge your clients face before they come to you?
Oh, they never have enough time. They never have enough time to do anything. Their business is too hard. They're wearing too many hats. At first, when we started our business, our vision was to be the reason our clients have more time because they didn't have any. And then we realized that wasn't actually the case. While they say they don't have time, at a certain level of business, and we only found this out when we were well into our business. So we were first starting with smaller companies and then our portfolio grew, right? As companies grow, the needs change. And it's less about I don't have any time and more of I don't want to use my time doing this. So they don't have a lot of time, but they also don't want to be the person to do it. And that's when they bring us in.
That makes sense. How do you balance growth, culture, and quality while managing a remote, multidisciplinary team?
Very carefully. Well, I think it's important to say that we have some really phenomenal people. That wasn't always the case. So we have learned through the School of Hard Knocks how to do this, but just feast or famine. Like we were either going to close down our doors because we sucked or we were going to figure out how to do this. So we learned some knowledge along the way. The first piece of knowledge that we learned was the importance of process. There are some really successful companies that matchmake client to a person and they have a direct relationship and then they go and they're very successful at that. I don't know how. There must be smarter than me, because we struggled with that. We couldn't standardize quality in that kind of model. So we had to put processes in place and managers in place and run each individual service like its own company with certain procedures and protocols so we could manage quality. So it starts with having good people that are just going to follow the rules of the business and the policies of the business anyway, and to think about things as if it was their own company. When you find them, then it was a matter of putting the right structure and processes in place so everyone's doing the same things. And then once we did that, we put management over it. We put management over our client relationships. We put management over our quality. We have people looking at the infrastructure, making sure that everything is being followed to the standard that we ask for. And luckily, their jobs aren't that hard because everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. But that wasn't always the case.
How big is your team?
So we're about 50.
Okay.
We've got people that are in our office in Atlanta. We have about 10 here. That's going to grow to about 12 or 13 by the end of the year. And then we've got another 30 to 45-ish across the country.
Excellent.
Doing the various different things. I would know the number, but we're constantly hiring. So I don't know the exact numbers.
Well, that means you're doing something right if you're hiring.
Yeah, we're always hiring. The way that we learn to structure our business, which is very different than a lot of other people's businesses, is that we have a bench of people because our service is people. So we always have to have good, reliable people ready when our clients are ready. We never know when a client's going to come and say, I need this. So we're constantly looking at our accounting staff and we're looking at their capacity and we're saying, okay, can they take on more accounts? Are they at capacity? If we have an account of a certain size come in, do we have somebody on the bench that we can bring in? So we're like managing the bench for across all of our different service lines. The only thing that's really consistent is our talent acquisition team. That's the same team over and over and over again because jobs cycle in and out versus piling on top of each other.
Are they coming aboard for just a particular job or are they just staying on permanently?
No, they're coming on for a particular job. They come in with a job requisition. We place it. We send an invoice. They call us in 2 weeks for another one, or there's 3 jobs, we place them, then they call us in a month for more. So it's cyclical versus the fractional side of our business, it stacks.
Yeah, that seems to be a popular way of, and really getting your talent too, because now you could pull talent from all across the country instead of a certain area now.
We could, yeah. We do. We could and we do, but we're not sourcing our own talent. So
that's what I mean.
With Mission Team, they know the 40, 50 people that we have in our fractional organization.
Right.
Not to touch them because that's our staff. But yes, they hire all across it.
AI and automation, they're hot topics right now. Where do you see the most realistic opportunities for Source to use them?
This has been a very interesting subject in our business because we're in a support function. So we do back office services and administrative assistance and bookkeeping work and HR and all the back office things that people don't want to do, right?
Right.
What is AI doing? A lot of support functions, and they're basically your best assistant ever. So we're doing a lot with AI. What we have found is that while AI is really, really good, people, our clients in particular, but all business owners really, there is a point where they still want a human. Like they could have the best AI in the world, but you still want to spitball things, talk to a human, trusting the error. Like you got to go find the errors of AI and hallucinations and things. So we haven't seen a negative impact with our business. Quite the opposite. It's teaching our clients how to do things that we previously had to teach them how to do and they didn't believe us, you know? Or it's enabling them to have a better understanding of what we already understand, like HR, for instance. If we give them guidance, they're like, oh yeah, I saw that because I looked it up on Gemini or ChatGPT. I have the right answer, but they still want to talk to somebody about their issue. Now, what we're doing in our business is we're really enabling our staff with AI tools to help them move faster and to do things with better quality. So the quality piece is really where AI is coming into our organization. And then for our admins, we're teaching them how to use AI so they can be more effective. But AI hasn't replaced anything that we've done. We don't anticipate it replacing any jobs. If anything, it just means that one person can do more.
Yeah, it's getting them on the task that they need to be on instead of boggled down in a certain task.
Yeah.
What tools are you using?
We have Gemini in our company. That's just the blanket, whatever. And then we use basically all the others, GPTs, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all Grok, all of them. For accounting, we use a system called Double. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily AI in particular. It's more of an accounting bookkeeping system.
Yeah.
But it uses AI technologies to help with accuracy and catching errors. So that's a huge one that we use. Not sure the name of it, but we use an AI tool to help us source talent, to find people who are in the job market and who are interested in looking for roles. We use a ton of AI in marketing. I couldn't even name all the tools, but video editing software and copywriting and all. That's probably where we use most of the AI.
Mm-hmm. What's one process you'd love to see fully automated in the next year?
In my business or just in the world?
In your business. And then we could go to your clients too. You can.
Oh, I have one. And if you know of how to do this, I will definitely set you up on it. Scoping out clients from conversation to the actual piece of paper scope of work is very manual. I'm pretty up on AI. I think I've done a really good job taking it as far as I can, but the whole scoping process of documenting where somebody's at, what they need us to do, all the tasks that go into completing that scope, I would love to not do that.
Can you explain that a little more detail?
Yeah. So probably the easiest one to use as an example is in accounting. So in order to scope out an account in accounting, we have to get into somebody's accounting system and assess what's wrong. That's very manual. You have to log in and you have to assess what's wrong. You have to look at all the reports. You have to look at the transactions. You have to look at all the bank feeds. Don't see a way of getting around that. Don't see an AI that can only access somebody's accounts and then do the same level of audit work that we're doing right now. God, I would love that. So then you take that information and then we plug that into a calculator of, okay, how is it going to fix it? It's basically an algorithm of how much time and detail and work has to go into making this right. And then that goes into a formal scope of work document of all the things that we intend to do to fix things and then keep it up on a regular basis, which is a completely different document and a completely different process. So that end to end, it's just a lot of steps. And it's a lot of analytical looking at things.
Right. It's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. We've seen a few clients with that type of situation, and it is a lot. It's but AI is what would I say, coming hot and heavy.
It is.
Every week we're getting dropped a new product and everything, and it's amazing. It's exciting times. I always say responsible. You have to be responsible, and it has to do what it's like you said, what you want it to do, not just, oh, we have this, but is it accomplishing what you want?
And speaking about the ethics of it, so let's say there's a bot or an AI that is developed that can go into somebody's accounting system and diagnose all the errors and inaccuracies. Sounds awesome. You have a lot of people that are like, I don't want something in my books. I don't want something reading my data. There's a whole lot of distrust there, rightfully so, because it's so much uncharted territory that we don't really know where it's going or what it's doing. So, even if the tool is out there, there's a behavior shift that may or may not happen with distrust over the technology. It's that very distrust actually that we're seeing works in our favor for our business because they want to keep people involved. People are hungry for relationships and connection and knowing that a person has the care over their company that they would do. They want them to utilize the technology to be efficient because they don't want to pay an arm and a leg to have something done if it doesn't have to be that expensive. But the fact that we have people is a huge benefit, and it's something we really lean into because people want people with the rise of so much AI.
Yeah, it's you have to, again, being responsible, and that person always has to, double check and be there for the human aspect. I think it'll always be there. As a leader and a co-founder with your mom, how do you decide when to delegate versus staying hands-on?
I'm a terrible person to answer this question. See, too late. Nobody should take my advice with that. It's when I'm stressed out and crying in the shower that I'm too stressed out. Don't do that. I have some really, really, all joking aside, I have some really great people around me, and they know by the look on my face and by the amount of papers on my desk and how stressed out I look that they're like, it's time for you to delegate, and they make me do it. Or if I just don't want to do things, I have no problem delegating. I'm actually a perfectly fine delegator if I don't want to do something.
On those tasks you don't like.
Yeah, I'm like, that's great. That's fine. But yeah, I don't even remember the question because I'm like, I'm not qualified. How do I know when? I don't.
Well, I guess what advice would you give business owners who are hesitant to systemize or outsource, there it is, their operations?
This one I can answer. Okay, so what plagues me is, and it plagues a lot of owners, and this is the delegation part I'm really good at, actually. What plagues me is I have a lot of things that only I can do. And so when people are like, let me help you, I'm like, I would love you to, but I can't. I have to do this. What I counsel our clients for, the things that we offer and we provide, no business owner should have to do. Like there's no reason that the business owner or the entrepreneur or even the department head should be doing those tasks. So that's when I'm like, that's when you step in. I understand if you want to do it, but if you have to do this one thing and then you want to do this other thing, you're going to have to pick the thing that you have to do versus that you want to do. So accounting's a really great example of this. If they're like, well, I really like to do the books. It's like, yeah, I know you like to do it, but you really need to manage your team in the office, and that you need to spend time building those relationships and monitoring performance. Why the hell are you doing the books? So yes. That I do counsel people a lot on how to disseminate and determine what is it an owner task that has to be done by you or that needs to be done by somebody in your leadership, and what are those things that you can outsource. And the answer is always, if somebody can feasibly do it and do it well, that is not you, you can delegate it. If you can't give it away because you have to do it, that's where I get stuck.
All right. So finally, what's next for Source? Where are you going in the next 6 to 12 months?
We have big plans, Ed. We have big plans. We just started
a
new division of our company that's going to help us expand into more clients. So we do work in audit and tax. We're doing more with that. We're looking at growth by acquisition across all of our business units. That's going to take all the 12 months, honestly. We brought on some really great leaders who can take what Chrissy's my business partner, my mom. Yes, I call her Chrissy. It's funny, but we do.
Well, you're in a business, so you have to kind of
what it is.
Try to be professional.
Yeah, I call her Chrissy at work and mom at home, and it's become so ingrained that I don't even realize I'm doing it.
I love it.
We hired some really great people to take the departments of our company and move them along further than when we can. Like, we have taken all of our knowledge and experience and effort and got it here. What we're really good at is identifying people that are smarter than us and saying, here you go. Here's my baby. Make it better.
Okay.
So we've done that. It'll be very interesting to see where they decide to grow with that.
Excellent. So as you're growing here and on your agenda, can you talk about, a little bird told me you actually do some speaking?
Yes, I do. I do. I wonder who that little bird was. Nice lead in. Yes, I do. I have been blessedly given a gift of being able to get up on stage, and I love doing that. And I have learned a lot through my business, mostly through trial and error, and I am perfectly vulnerable and authentic about that. I don't believe in hiding any secrets about how difficult it is to start a company, the sacrifices that you have to make, the pain that comes along with it. And I've taken all of that. People have always been interested in that story and what I did to learn what I know now and how our company has grown. So yeah, they just kind of found my way into public speaking, helping entrepreneurs and founders scale their businesses. They usually have started them, but they are kind of getting to that point where they have to start delegating. They have to start strategizing. They're like, okay, is this all I want, or do I want to make it bigger? How do I make it bigger? And I help them do that.
Excellent. I love it. So is there anything else you want to promote? Where can they find you?
So yeah, everybody can find me on any social media platform at Gabrielle Mills Speaks is the handle.
Okay.
where I would love for if something I said about our services rings with anyone listening. The company is called Sourced, SOURCED, and our website is getsourced.com. I'd love to talk to them about helping them with their business. We are really all about helping businesses grow. That's why we started. It's our purpose statement. We want businesses to be successful. So if somebody is in the trenches, we're the company that helps them get them out and getting them doing what they actually want to be doing.
That's great stuff. And you can help them wherever they are in the country, correct?
That's right.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, Gabrielle, thank you for sharing your story and your insights on building scalable, human-centered systems, helping B2B. And for everyone listening, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the Stay Visionary podcast. And as always, stay visionary.